Hey, what's going on? So I want to explain what's been happening this week here. Um, I took the levels off my Fibonacci because this stuff here is proprietary. Okay, like I said, I did learn from ICT, but some shit I created on my own. Okay, now this right here is something I call seesaw. All right. So basically, what I was trying to tell you guys is that every single week price is creating a high, and every single week price is creating a low. Okay. Now I think in Actually, I think it was around this time last year. That's funny how this stuff works. I think it was around this time last year, like November, December, something like that. I came up with Seesaw. I took the time to figure out what the weekly high and the weekly low was for oil the last 10 years. Okay, it took a long time, but I knew it would come to a day where it would help me out in the future, like it's been helping me out. Okay, so that's what these lines is right here. All you got to do is find out what the weekly high is, what the weekly low is, and put it's a little more complicated than what I'm saying. This video isn't about seesaw. I'm just showing you what this is right here. So let me go into the trades, okay? Because it's been a very successful week here. Um, if I could find something today, which I'm not going to force, but if I could find a successful trade today, then it's actually going to be an actual breakthrough, meaning that it hasn't never happened before with me. So right here, this is. I think I explained this yesterday in the video I posted. I went short here. I went to go. I went one lot. I think I went one lot right here, and I was supposed to go two lots. Okay, but the target was last week's low. Okay, last week's low is this line here. See, so you have to understand what price is going to be drawn to, like ICT talk about. Well, you have to create a team of people who understand what's going on, can help you with this. I felt very strongly based on the team that I have that price is going to come down to this line here. Okay, that's last week's low. So I was like, okay, well, the data also told me price is going to keep rising. So that's the reason why I went short here, but I held out for my other position because I was like, well, maybe it is going to go up a little bit higher. I looked to the left of the chart, that could have possibly happened as well, but it just kept dropping. And so, like I was saying before, I was pissed off because I was like, damn, I want to put on more leverage, but I'm not about to chase price. Like ICT instilled that in me. Like if it's dropping like a rock, guess what? You missed it. I mean, you can hop in on a short, you know. I guess you could say, if you know it's going to come down here to last week's low, then why not just hop in? You can hop in, but see, the way I've been trained is I'm not going to chase price. So then it came back up here again, and I'm kind of rehashing because I already posted this video. It came back up here, then I went short again. This is why I was very proud of myself that now this was, I'm be honest with you, this was kind of luck. I didn't see price like shooting back up like this, but when it did, I was like, you know what? It has to come down here, so I'm going short. I'm not going to say it has to come down there because I'm not in control of the markets. But what I'm saying is, based on the structure, it was going to come down there. So as you can see here, this is why it's good to take notes right here. Uh, it says it says I think I should sell my shorts now so I don't have any money, so I don't have to add any money to the account. So basically, I was thinking about selling the short right here because of this huge spike. But then I had to talk to the team, and I was like, well, what does this mean? And this is just a liquidity grab, what they call liquidity grab. Okay. So I still was in the shorts, and then I held all the way down to here. I woke up at like 5 in the morning, and I had to get on the internet to actually see what was going on. And I just closed it. I closed the trade here. It was like 5:30 in the morning, I believe, 6:30 in the morning. Somewhere. I just closed it blindly, even though I knew price was going to come down here. I did this out of fear. This wasn't trading. This was being a punk. Okay, so I was angry about that on the fourth. And then price started screaming up, and I was like, well, I'm glad I sold because this happened. I would have been in drawdown. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't have been in drawdown because I went short up here. Okay. Notice I'm putting the same Fibonacci on every single day. That's what I'm saying. This is the power of back testing. You know, people want to down back test and they want to act like, it's stupid. It may be stupid for you, but this shit is repeating itself every single day. I mean, so anyway, so I sold the shorts here. I was mad because price was coming down here to last week's low. So as it started to spike up, Hold on, let's see what happened over here. Um, okay, seeing this big boy, it's not fulfilled. Okay, so I have something on here called a dojo. Like I look at myself as like a karate person every single week with this stuff. So I put the fib on the weekly high. Like I found out certain if price goes below certain levels that it's going to retrace up. So this is when I took the loss. Now I was kind of shook when I took this loss. Now based on this is a Fibonacci. This is not structure trading. This is Fibonacci trading. When price came above here, usually to come up to here. This is based on a lot of back testing. So I was like, okay, well, it hit this line, so I went long. And then when I saw all of this, I was like, maybe I should go long again. I was like, well, I might be wrong. I'm just gonna wait for it to come up here. Then we had this huge spike down. So I took a loss right here. I was a little salty, like, damn, you know. And then I went to sleep and I woke up and price rocketed up to my area that I had. See what price rocketed up to? That's what I'm saying. This is the power of Fibonacci. I mean, I understand the structure, so I can use Fibonacci, but some people use it and they don't know shit. See how this, when price hit this level here, it came up to here. You see that? Because on my fib, it says that if price touches this line, it's going to come up to here. And guess what? If price makes a high on this line here, and it's like it did here, if it breaches that high right there, it's going to come up to here. So it never did that. This is the power of the Fibonacci. Like I don't just use it the regular 61.8, 32.8. You know what I'm saying? Like that's cool. But this is advanced right here. Okay, so um, okay, so what happened then? Okay, so I took the loss right here. And let's see what else. Because what did I go? Oh, okay, where did I go short at? Oh, right here. Okay. So I woke up and I saw this right here and I was salty. I was like, okay, damn. But this is the move yesterday that sent me over the top. And I'm not gonna lie, this was a little bit of luck, but I'm not gonna say it was luck, meaning I was going to go short anyway, but I didn't know price was gonna spike down like this. So I went short here. And now the thing is, I went short on low leverage right here because remember I took a loss yesterday. Okay, we're not the ICT he teaches. The first step is to not make money is to preserve capital. Okay, so I took a loss right here. So I was like, you know what? I'm not about to over leverage to try to get this money back that I lost right here. I put on low leverage, but guess what? When this, I end up selling right here. And what I mean by this was luck is that I was going to go short anyway. But to be honest, I thought price would probably come up to here and I was going to be in some drawdown. And I didn't want to take that heat. And I didn't want to be wrong and then price go all the way up here and then I end up losing twice here and here. I'm like, no, I'm just going to put on low leverage. I'm being honest. I didn't see this happening at all. Price spiked down with a vengeance. And the loss that I made yesterday, that day right there on the 4th, I got that money back times 3. You see, so it's not about taking a loss. It's about, trading because I was like, okay, well, remember, see, you have to understand like where is the draw? The draw on liquidity was last week's low, which was down here. So when I saw this huge spike, I was like, this is a blessing because I'm going to see the way ICT teaches, we're going to go short while price is rocketing up. Why? Because we know where it's going. You see, that's the only way you can do that. Now, this is scary when this is happening. But I saw price just pushing down. I was like, wow, it really must be done with these stupid ass spikes, what they call liquidity grabs. But for people who think I don't understand the structure, let's go over it. Let me yawn a little bit. Okay, so right here, this is a bullish breaker. Okay, this is ICT bullish breaker. Okay, this is the last down close candle. This candle here. Okay, this is a classic textbook ICT bearish breaker. Now, it's not about it just being the last down close candle because you have a high, you have a low, and then you see this took out the high. So you have to look down at the very last down close candle. But what we really want to see is displacement. Okay, we want to see this last down close candle here. The very next candle, we want to see it create a gap or create a volume imbalance if you understand ICT. Based on what I'm seeing here, it didn't do any of that. But at the end of the day, it's still a breaker nonetheless. Okay, this is a breaker as well, a bearish breaker. Last down close candle. This is the high. Last down close candle, this high was taken out. Okay, I guess you could say this is a breaker as well in a way. Well, not really. But this classic, this is the V pattern. This is a bearish breaker. Okay, so that's why I believe that it stopped right there. Okay, um, so I got out, and you see right here it said I sold. I closed my shorts out of fear. The reason why I closed is, and I see this right here. This is, and I was in Starbucks at the time. I was kind of just mad at myself, but at the same time, I had already made back 3 times the money I made from the loss over here. Okay, um, where's the loss that I had? Yeah, I sold the loss. I remember price was dropping right here, and I was expecting price to go back up. I sold the longs here because remember when it breached this Fibonacci line, my back testing shows that it's going to come up to here. See, this is why I like the way I trade because I understand the structure, but also I'm going to catch these kind of moves. You know, where you still have to think and everything, but it's like, you know, you don't have to. If you have the data, you're just going to trust what the data says. It says that if this is breached, that's going to come up to here. Then I can look left and say, okay, why would that make sense based on the structure? Okay, so so I closed the shorts here. I'm sorry, I closed. Yeah, my shorts here. Now the draw on liquidity was right here. I should have held for this because all the people, the small little team that I have, it told me and it gave me confidence that price would come down here as well. Okay. And so it didn't feel good to close right here. But as price was sweeping up, I was like, well, not that I'm wrong that it wasn't going to come down to here, but I'm like, um, it's really some people just don't want to deal with the drawdown. Remember, I had already took a loss. So it's not about trying to make money. It's about getting that money back. Okay. But I had already broke even probably like when price was here. So I could have closed in if that was the case. But I'm like, no, I'm going to hold for the draw, which is down here. But I sold out of fear here. I was like, man, if I could just sell, whatever. It could spike all the way up here. I just didn't want to deal with the drawdown. That's what this stuff is about. It's about the psychology. To be honest with you, I knew it was coming down here, but I didn't want to deal with the drawdown. I didn't want to deal with price coming all the way up here and sitting till, you know, because today is Thursday. I didn't want to deal with, you know, the low being taken possibly Friday and sitting in uncertainty. That's what this stuff is about. Can you deal with the mental pain, you know, of giving the money back to the market that you actually need if you're in a situation like that? Um, the money that you made, the money that you worked for, the money that you studied for. It's like, am I willing to give that back over pride? But then again, something like this happened. I'm telling you right now, me not holding to price coming all the way down here, it actually felt like I took a loss. See that? See how crazy that is with this stuff? It's all mental. But anyway, I sold right here. I made back 3 times the loss, which is good. But I felt bad that I didn't hold because to me, that's not trading. It's like gambling, and it's like, you know, uh, it's like gambling, and it's being a person that's not skilled. You know, it's like I should have just held down here if I really believed that was low. See, that's what I'm saying. Like you believe it's gonna come down here, but how much do you believe in it? Other people, when the price was, they was like, man, fuck all that. Price definitely coming down here for sure. As it's going up, I'm just gonna keep going short. Now I knew price was gonna come. The gun in my head is gonna come down here, but how much do you believe in the direction? Because if I really believed, like I said, I would have held to here. And this right here, sometimes price will fail about 7 points before my line. Now this is seesaw. This lines up with seesaw as well. That's why I'm saying. That's why I love looking for multiple confluences. This low right here, this pink line you see, the last 10 years of data says price will come down here if it's going to take the low first of the week, if it's going to create the low first of the week. Okay. I have extremely strong confidence in this because I set all this stuff up last November to January, I believe, February. And I started kind of looking at it this March. And I started trading it for the first time this March. So I've been looking at this shit every single week. Okay. Either trading it or just seeing it bypass me and saying, okay, I'm going to do it next week. So this is extremely strong. So look at this. We not only had my seesaw thing here, that was a draw that if price breaches this level right here, you see this gray box? If price breaches that level, 98% of the time it's going to come down to here. And it's still going to go short, but sometimes it fails about 7 points. That's why I'm saying you people have to have data. If you don't have no data, you guys gonna have people stringing you along, having you doubting your shit. But I have data. I have strong data. I take meticulous notes. I got 10 years of data on US oil. That took me a long time to do. I was looking crazy at the time because, but I'm like, you know what? I look crazy now, but I'm going to win in the future because this data is going to help me in the future. Okay? So I just want to explain what I did so far. Now, I don't have a setup right now. I wish I did. Price is dropping right here. But I don't have data for any of this right here. I'm not just about to hop in like a damn idiot. I'm only going to hop in when it's sure, when the odds are on my side. And right now, I don't see anything based on the way that I do this. Okay. So hopefully I can find something because this would be really nice for me to. I really would like to get in and do something today. But the way I think about it is I should have known that price was going to keep dropping. I should have see the way I look at this stuff is I'm really hard on myself. I'm like, okay, why didn't you see that spike right there? How's it that you've been doing this long and you didn't see that this probably was going to retrace up to here? You see, or you didn't expect that. Now, I didn't do a lot of market analysis either. I came in kind of late last night and just went to sleep. But when you have the skill set of this kind of stuff, you don't trip about missing these buses. I call these buses because if you just stand on a bus stop, the next bus gonna come, like ICT talk about. So I don't see anything based on the way I do this. I didn't see anything clearly set up so far, but it does suck to be able to miss this move and this big push here. But I don't have any data for this at this time. So that's kind of what's been going on this week. Thanks for watching.